So, I love to make videos like these because there are people who search for this kind of stuff, for this kind of question, and then find a video that is going to help them, and I just love when I can help like that. So, in this video I'm going to be talking about how to get iPhone home button on the screen, or how to remove the iPhone home button, or how to get rid of the iPhone home button on the screen. So let's just get started. First of all, what it is. It's just like a floating button, pretty much literally. Like, it's a floating rectangle which has the circle in it, and you click it and it's going to trigger some actions. Why is it here? It's here to replace the functions of some buttons. If you have an iPhone that has a real home button and it doesn't work, then you can use it to tap it and use it as the home button. If you, for example, have an iPhone which lacks the functionality of the side button, or of the volume rockers, or even of the volume switch, then you can use the floating home button to replicate that function and to trigger those actions. So for those of you that are already a little bit more experienced with the iPhone, I know that there are some subscribers on my channel that have some knowledge of the iPhone. Of course, you know that it's called Assistive Touch. Okay, but for those that are not really that experienced or don't know where to find it, you of course have to open up the settings, and here in this second section you can see there is this one called accessibility. So you open it up like this, then you click on this thing, and the first thing that pops up is the Assistive Touch, which is pretty much the home button on the screen of the iPhone. So you turn it on or enable it. You can see we have it right there already, so you can see it floats around, but it doesn't stay in the middle. It just always gets to the side, so it doesn't stand in the way. And there are some things that you can turn on or modify using this feature, of course. By the way, just like all the time, I'm going to interrupt the video in the middle and tell you guys that if you don't want to miss some future videos, which are of course related to Apple and tech in general, then you should subscribe by clicking on the red subscribe button to the Apple Fox channel, and make sure you don't miss some future videos where I talk about similar things and give you some similar tutorials. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, and let's continue with the video. You can, for example, just choose what's going to happen when you click it. So here are all of the functions that show up when you click on them. So you can have as many as 8, and you can also keep it to just 1. So the last one you can customize to, for example, clicking on the home button. So you click on home, and whenever you click on this button, it just gets you to home. You double tap it, you get to the multitasking panel. You triple tap it, and nothing happens. But if you were on the iPhone that has the home button, the physical one, it would also trigger Siri. So I think that this is definitely a great way to replicate a function in case something happens to your home button, or something happens to the functionality of the phone. Or if you for some reason want to save the functionality of the button, you don't want to click it, you don't want to use it for some reason, you can use an alternative like Assistive Touch is. There's also one thing that is customizable right here, and this is the visibility. When you don't do anything, you can see it's pretty visible on the screen, and it can actually stand in a way. Sometimes you will just end up moving it around depending on what you do. So you would actually go ahead and put it to the minimum, which means that you can barely see that it is right there. It doesn't stand in a way, it doesn't disturb you while watching any kind of movies or anything like that, but it is still there and you can still use it normally. Once you click it, it just goes to the visibility or opacity to 100%, and after some time it just disappears. You can barely see that it is right on my screen, and it is still right there. Sometimes you may even have a problem to find it, so if 10% doesn't work for you, then perhaps just raise it to 25 or something, but just make sure to set it up and customize it just so you like it and so you can use it in the good way and the way you want. And if the question is how to turn it off or how to get rid of this function, well, all you have to do is just simply turn it off or to disable it in the settings. If you want to get there, just again open up the settings, then you can see this thing right here. You click on this first option, and the Assistive Touch is right there. So you can actually see that this is everything what you need to know about it. Okay, so you turn it off by turning off the Assistive Touch. But there's one thing that I didn't really mention, is that there is a way to customize what happens when you double tap the Assistive Touch button, or what happens when you hold down to it, like to a physical button. So if you turn it on, you can see that if I go to this long press, you can see that, for example, I'm gonna click on turn or lock the screen. So right now, if I hold down to it, you can see it just goes black. And this is the good thing about it. The customizability is really great with this. I mean, Apple doesn't really have that good customizable things. So yeah, this one is something that really works, but I'm just going to turn it off. I don't really use it for me, but in case you are wondering what it is or how you can get it, how you can remove it, hopefully this video helped you. And if you don't want to miss future tutorials that are a little bit more advanced or some basic ones like this one, then you should subscribe and also click on the like button. So make sure you tell me or let me know that you like the video. Hope you have a really great day and a really good year 2020. See you guys later in the next video. Peace out.